Hello. So, this video is just for fun. I won't be talking in a specific way in terms of, I guess, being quick, or unless I want to, but more, let's just say, not working. This video is just for fun, not for work. I don't know what's gonna happen, or even if I'll upload this. But I spent 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago now? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago that I was in Denver, Colorado with a bunch of Destonians. And since coming back from the trip, I noticed a tendency of entering into my old life and pattern, which I had to fight. That resistance to do that. And part of that, well, besides like implementing these physical changes in my body and my voice and how I walk, how I stand, where it's more grounded and really living, you could say, the physical, you could say, masculinity of my body, or that physical presence and that physical strength of really living within all of my muscles, supporting my back, spine, chest, all the structure being sound and sturdy, and how I walk, living that point, and I walk into my world that way. So besides that, in addition to that, let's say, trying to remember my, let's say, experience on this trip, part of that involved literally writing down moments, individual moments, memories of the trip, of interactions with people, where it's very clear what memories, what moments stand out. A moment of interaction with a person. And it's very, very clear. Because who I am was a certain way, and who the other person was a certain way in that moment. And I either was observing something about them, or we were sharing together, or interacting together. And let's just say that my days were very rich with interactions and conversations and sharings that of such depth and of such being able to relate to it and understand it on the deepest levels of myself, another person, where they're walking. You don't find that in normal life. You don't find that here where I live, or with the people I live with, or people I work with, or anywhere I've worked at, or lived at, or been. Really, like, in physical reality. To that level, to that degree, where it's just so many people in this one environment, and it's just constant, and it's just so full and so rich, and for me, it was just like I was there for like 10 years, I guess. I don't know. Like I aged, you could say, since I've been there those 2 weeks. And I saw the life that I want all of us to be able to live, where we have such relationships with people in our lives, where we express ourselves in such a way and live such a way where it's really full with our coworkers, with our families, with everyone. And I know that walking the destiny process, being that depth, being the instigator, being the one that can evoke the points for others, for yourself, to be able to support, be that supportive voice. That will lead to a world that is completely full of that fullness that I'm describing for every person. And I'm not talking about necessarily this lifetime, but that would be fucking cool, and I would work my ass off for that. But I am talking about eventually, generations from now. But besides that, in this life, in this moment, in your days, you can live that. You can give that to yourself. For me, doing my blogs and my vlogs was my process of working towards that, of be able to speak the truth, be able to work with what is here, see what's going on within me, really changing it, this walking process. There's nothing else I want more. To see this come to reality. To make this the reality. Like, I don't know if it's even possible for you to imagine. Because I would say you can imagine it, but you can't really see it, know it. Really, I guess, in a way, feel it, feel the presence of, be able to be around and meet and know something like 10 individuals. Even 5 would be, amazing, but it's like that number of individuals, let's say 10, just as an example, to just see that they each walked a process of change deliberately with awareness, and they successfully lived it, where you can see in how they talk, how they hold themselves, that they have changed, and how they are, who they are, living that spirit of change. that's more potent and more rich than anything else. That change, that development, that becoming better. Nothing else is like that. Nothing. Because there's no way to explain it. It's just how it is. I mean, I was gonna say that imagine a life where nothing changes. But you're not really living if you're not changing. Becoming better. Not becoming better, not changing, just proves you're not alive. And to be in the presence of so many people that are alive, I mean, that's all you need. That's all you need to nothing is better than that. So remembering that, because when I woke up in the mornings and days, I didn't sleep very much, or I didn't need to sleep very much. I was awake, I was alive, I was excited, I enjoyed my days. And remembering that and living that, staying connected to these people, trying to keep that vision alive of the future I want to create, trying to work towards that physically, practically, with goals I set to be and do things in the world that I know will have an effect. That will be my addition to making this a reality. Since being back, I've kept my word, you could say. I've had so many moments of just pushing myself, calling people, of interacting, of learning, asking questions. Simply having fun and getting to know people more and more. I don't think there's ever a point where you can get to someone where there isn't something else you can learn about them. I don't believe that. There's always something. Some level of depth. You can go further and further. Part of the reason why, well, many reasons why, but part of the reason why I started becoming more social and open, and in a way fearless, simply because I was tired of being alone, tired of being misunderstood, tired of too many times not getting people, or not being understood, not being gotten by someone else. Too many times, and just being tired of it. And so it's almost like a level of boredom, or a level of insanity, simply not be able to take it anymore. And being willing to let go of any idea of right or wrong, or what could happen or can happen, of messing up, and just wanting the opportunity to create something new, to have something new, to bring forth something good in my life. And I know that would be good for another, for someone else. So that's the only way it can be good. From someone who doesn't believe in fate or in destiny. There's this TV show called The Legend of the Seeker. It got cancelled after 2 seasons, but and that main character said that he doesn't believe in fate, that he believes in creating his own fate. And in every part of myself, in every part of my being, I believe that. I live that. If someone were to tell me that there's a fate for me, a destiny set in stone for me, I wouldn't care. Because I create my own destiny. I create my fate. And if fate, let's say a story, were to somehow match my own decisions, well, so be it. But I know I made my choice. I know I lived it. I don't believe in having any less responsibility or any less control of my life than what I have. I mean, that's the very nature of the mind, to not have that full creative power to bring forth something into reality. That is the real choice. the real, putting forth something into reality as yourself. Could be as your body, could be as your voice, words. It's not simply a choice, it's you live it, you give it, you create it. Before a process, I had this thing where I believed I was being guided by my higher self, by these ancient masters who would tell me where to go, what to do, or give me signals in my body to go left, to go right, to do this, do that, be here, be that. And then with the process explaining, you cannot, with the process, the destiny process explained, that you cannot trust a single thing that comes up in your mind, because your mind is powerful enough to create many delusions that you can believe are real, including what I was going through. So I renounced all of that. I let it go, which is a process as well to let go. But at the same point, not to trust in things like fate or your destiny is set in stone. Impossible. Unacceptable. Well, I think I'll call it here.